Alright, welcome back to Wicked F150. So I just picked up my truck from the dealership, got an oil change, and they were supposed to look at the rattle from the engine and the transmission thumps. So I dropped it off Thursday after work. They weren't going to work on it Thursday. Their mechanics left shortly after I dropped it off, supposedly, so they started Wednesday. As they're just starting it, as I was told, that they were unable to replicate the rattle or the transmission, so they're not going to fix anything. And they searched for the TSB update, and they couldn't find one for my truck. Well, I said, that sucks, but there is TSB updates, and it does rattle and it does thump. I then gave him the TSB update numbers from that I got off a F150 forum, the actual sheet, the TSB sheet that Ford is supposed to go by, the numbers off of that. He said, okay, I'll look into it. So I get a phone call today saying that they did the TSP update on the rattle. They still weren't able to replicate it, but they did the TSP anyway. But the one for the transmission is for earlier build dates on the 18, and mine was past that, so they're not going to do it because it's not for my build date. Okay, well, since he still couldn't replicate even the rattle, I went to pick it up and did a ride along. The gentleman that rode along, he was great. He is one of the service managers there, more for commercial side, he said, but he rode along and immediately heard the rattle before we even got out of the parking lot. But I was unable to get the truck to do the transmission thump. It just wouldn't do it. So he had me drive another 1850, and it did it one time right as I was turning around. So he at least felt a little one turning around. And since the TSB didn't work for the rattle, and he did still feel the little thump there at the end, he is going to have his technician put a thing into Ford Hotline, and what should they do next is basically the response they're going to look for. He took down my name, number, was very nice about it. I told him about the rattle, that the information I'm finding from everybody else is it could possibly be coming around from the VTC solenoid on the back end here of the engine. So I told him that. The mechanic that couldn't replicate anything, he said no, it's the injectors that would be making the rattle, which surprises me since he said he couldn't replicate the rattle to begin with, but now he has a fix for it and what it is. So I'm not too happy, I'm not too thrilled with him, but the service manager, he was great. Wonderful service. As long as I can keep dealing with him, it's going to be great. But like I said, the TSB rattle was done, and it's still rattling, doesn't work at all, nothing. So I'm supposed to get a call back tomorrow afternoon from the service manager about the progress they've made so far from Ford. So we'll see what happens, and I'll update you guys then. Don't forget, click that like button and subscribe. Thanks.